People say, why do we have to be called African American when white people are not called European American? And then some people even said that true African people don't even accept us, meaning blacks, as their own because we are so far removed from the culture.
So this morning we want to know if you prefer to be called black or African American and why. Call us up now, 866-9-RICKY, 866-9-RICKEY. Gary, let's start out with you.
Yeah. I
Go
mean,
ahead.
I don't relate to none of what y'all said because my birth certificate say Negro.
Mine too.
So mine say Negro. So am I a Negro American? And where does Negro come from?
But that don't mean I am just because it's on the birth certificate. That's what the white folks put on the birth certificate over there at UAB Hospital.
Yeah, and then Charity and Opelousas. So but we say Negro.
I thought. Can't spell it. What's your birth certificate say?
Negro.
I promise to God, that's what's on there, right?
Yeah.
People say, why do we have to be called African?
Mama can't tell me not one story about Africa. My grandma ain't never tell me one story about no mother Africa. I don't know nothing about Africa. All I know is all the African people I know and run into, they think they better than us over here. So what you worrying about me saying that I'm not African? I'm just American. What's wrong with you? You think that's a problem? And if your mother podcast show. Don't bring my name up. I don't know you, so I'm not bringing his name. I'm still not saying his name. So what you mean? This show you can talk about. You got my name in your mouth.
People say,
Figure out how Afro get in front of my mother race. I ain't never been to Afro color. I never been to Africa. Afro or Africa. Never been there. I'm not from Africa. I'm born and raised in Goose, Florida. I'm born in Goose, raised in Liberty City in the Poker Bean Project. I ain't never went to Africa. Ain't thinking about going there. And I heard it's a beautiful place. Yeah. And I know it's the motherland. Yes. But not my mother, not her mother, and not her mother's mother. That ain't their land. America real true land is right here in the U.S. soils. Figure out how Afro get in front of my mother.
All right, shalom. First and foremost, as always, want to give all the praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah HaKodash. All right, double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that taught us this truth through the Holy Spirit. And as always, want to give a special peace and blessings and salutations to the Lord's hopeful elect. All right, I'm the brother Zion. And Lord willing, this lesson is edifying to feed the sheep and the lambs of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. And a lot of these things are spiritual. You know, it's kind of funny because these guys are ignorant, but it's relevant because it's spiritual. And the fact of the matter is that our spirits, you know, don't align with the Hamites, okay, which are the so-called Africans today, okay? Because we're Israelites, we're Hebrew Israelites. And I was going through these comments on this video, and there was only a few that popped up that said, you know, we're Hebrews, or I was looking for comments that say we're Israelites. And I thought I would see more, but many people are still resonating with being so-called African American. And when I say many people, I'm talking about you so-called Negroes from the tribe of Judah. A lot of you still resonate with that, that spirit, that so-called African spirit, man. But, Trick Daddy, the reason why he's acting like that is because he's a Jake. He's an Israelite. And he has no affiliations in his spirit with being a damn Hamite, man. And like he was saying, a lot of those Hamites, they look down on us because the Hamites know that they're not our people. But Jake believes that they're connected to Ham. Okay? Even with our forefather Moses, he grew up in the house of the Egyptians. And for a minute, he believed he was an Egyptian until he woke up. And then he began to ride with his people. Now, the scriptures tell us that the Lord puts a difference between the Egyptians and the children of Israel. Okay, because there's a difference, man. All right, Exodus 11:7. God, I haven't bought that scripture out in a long time. Exodus chapter 11 and verse 7. It says, "But against any of the children of Israel shall not a dog move his tongue against man or beast, that ye may know that the Lord doth put a difference between the Egyptians and the children of Israel." And the Egyptians are so-called Africans. Okay? The Egyptians are so-called Africans, man. All right? There's a difference within our spirits. Okay? Within our ways, within our the way we look. There's a similarity in our color, but there's a difference in how we look. Like let's look up ancient Egyptians, okay? They were taller than us. They were taller than us. They would do things like they would have piercings. They would line their heads. As a matter of fact, if you want to get a true depiction of who they are today, you would look up the people of Sudan. These how ancient Egyptians look. Okay, they were tall. All right. They were very dark skinned, and we don't look like them. We look different, man. Okay? There's clearly a difference when you look at these people, man. Like even this little dude right here looks like he could be a Jake. But these other children look different. This little kid might be a Jake. All right, these are the Egyptians today, man. You can just tell these aren't so-called African American women. They have a very, very different look to themselves, man. And they have different cultures. They have different practices. These are not our people, brothers. These are not our people. Hey, these ain't your people, man. Now, there's Israelites amongst them. I will say that. But they're not our people as a whole. Okay? These ain't your damn people, man. Okay? These are not your people, Jake. The Lord doth put a difference between the Egyptians and the children of Israel, man. Okay? So you got to know what the hell is going on. And you ask yourself why these different celebrities say things like that, Why they make these statements. Even Camron, let's look up this real quick. Salakia. Camron made a statement. How do I want to type it in? What did he say? He said something about Khan. Here it goes right here. Beautiful. Beautiful. And I seen this not too long ago, right? Camron shuns being labeled African American. Africans don't even F with us. Okay? They fuck with us, but we're not from the motherland. We're from America. And if you notice that these guys they have a zeal, but not according to knowledge. You know? They're not smart enough to say, we're the Israelites, but that's where the prophets come in at. But this is spiritual. These are all spiritual, things that we're seeing in the latter times. Camron has revealed that he identifies as black and prefers not to be labeled as African American due to seeming chasm in relations between Black Americans and Native Americans. On season 3 premiere of It Is What It Is Sports Show Talk, that's Camron's and them show, the Harlem rep shared his personal stance on racial identity and why he chooses to refer to himself as a black man over African American rather than African American. I'd rather fill in black than African American on ID forms because Africans don't even fuck with us, Camron said at one point during the episode, which was released on Friday, December 5th. When you go over there to Africa, they call us Yankees. Then he clarified his statement, pointing out that many Africans accept Black Americans, but that they often point out the difference in their nationality and origin. They F with us, but we're not from the motherland. We're from America. So I'd rather say I'm a Black American. And the reason he feels like that is because he's an Israelite. Okay? Now, he said he'd rather call himself black, which he ain't black neither. But the spirit ain't resonating with these damn Hamites, man. Hey, at one point, the Hamites were our worst enemies, man. Remember, they enslaved us during the time of Egypt. Okay? They knew we weren't the same. Yeah, we were both dark-skinned people. But them Egyptians was jacking us the hell up. So they understood. But Jake don't understand. Jake don't understand, man. Okay? This is Exodus chapter 1. And verse 8. Now there arose a new king over Egypt, which knew not Joseph. Let's start at 1. No, let's start at 6. Exodus 1 and 6. And Joseph died, and all his brethren, and all that generation. And the children of Israel were fruitful and increased abundantly, and multiplied and waxed exceedingly mighty, and the land was filled with them. So we was all up through Egypt, right? That was the land of our captivity. Now there rose a new king over Egypt, which knew not Joseph, because under Joseph, Joseph had a seat. And he said unto his people, behold, the people of the children of Israel are more and mightier than we. Come on, let us deal wisely with them, lest they multiply. And it come to pass that when come on, let us deal wisely with them, lest they multiply. And it come to pass that when they falleth out any war, they join also unto our enemies and fight against us, and so get them up out of the land. Therefore they set over them taskmasters to afflict them with their burdens. So they put taskmasters over us. And they built for Pharaoh treasure cities, Pithom and Ramesses. But the more they afflicted them, the more they multiplied and grew. And they were grieved because of the children of Israel. Because whenever you put hell on Jake, what's that old saying? We don't die, we multiply, right? And the Egyptians made the children of Israel to serve rigor. These are Africans. This is what they did to you niggas, man. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. This is history. And they made their lives bitter with hard bondage in mortar and in brick and in all manner of service in the field. All their service wherein they were made to serve was with rigor. So that's what they did, man. Okay? They was coming down on you. That's your spirit don't resonate with them because they're not your people. And the king of Egypt spake to the Hebrew midwives, of which the name of one was Siphrah, and the name of the other Puah. And he said, when ye do the office of a midwife to the Hebrew woman, and see them upon the stools, if it be a son, then ye shall kill him. But if it be of a daughter, then ye shall live. Now, why was they trying to knock off the boys? Because they understood that the seed comes through the man. If you kill off the sons and you keep the daughters, you can keep your nation going, even if the woman is of another nation. So that's what they was doing to our people. That's why when you see these different hip hop artists talking, hey man, it's spiritual. It's all spiritual. Okay? But the midwives feared the Most High and did not as the king of Egypt commanded them, but saved the men children alive. And the king of Egypt called the midwives and said unto them, why have ye done this thing, and have saved the children alive? And the midwives said unto Pharaoh, because the Hebrew women are not as the Egyptian women, for they are lively and are see, even the women, and are delivered ere the midwives come in unto them. Therefore the Most High dealt well with the midwives, and the people multiplied and waxed very mighty. And it came to pass, the midwives feared the Most High, that he made them houses. And Pharaoh charged all his people, saying, every son that is born ye shall cast into the river, and every daughter ye shall keep alive. So the point is that these damn Egyptians and these Hamites, they put hell on us, man. And this is just one account during, with the Egyptians. All right. But that Egyptian captivity was, one of the biggest captivities ever. That's why the Lord, made that story known when he swallowed them up, because of what they did to his people. So yeah, no, we're not Egyptians. We're not Africans. We're not Hamites. We're Hebrew Israelites, man. All right. So this is all the spirit. Fuck them damn Hamites, man. They going into slavery too. So with that, all right, Lord willing, you were edified. On to the next. Shalom.